Hi all of you awesome scuba divers out there, welcome to Scuba Diving Magazine, your favourite place for the latest scuba diving news and gear reviews, and welcome to Ask Mark, our scuba diving Q&A, where I'm Mark, a former dive instructor, do my very best to answer your scuba diving questions. If you do have any scuba questions, by all means put it down in the comment section underneath this video and use the Ask Mark hashtag to get it featured in an up and coming video. In the meantime, I do type out an answer as soon as I can, and the diving community as well does like to respond to any questions that they see down in the comment section. So if you do see any unanswered questions, by all means let them know the answer. This week I'm answering a question from Kyle Orila, apologies if I said your name wrong, about commercial cert cards and recreational diving. So Carl Orila says, hey Mark, I've tried to Google this answer, but I haven't found any answers. So, commercial diver goes to holiday and wants to see bright coral and fishes. He doesn't have any SSI RAID or PADI certs. Do shops recognize ADCI's, IDSA's or HSE's commercial certifications, or is it enough just to open your logbook and show that for proof? Sometimes. Now, a lot of recreational dive centres, especially the more remote ones out there, may not recognise commercial diving cert cards only because they're not used to seeing them. They only see like PADI divers coming through. They're not going to recognise like a HSE. Is like, well, what's a HSE? So if you don't have a recreational cert card, then I'd definitely call them up or email them first, just to let the dive centre, just give them some time to actually Google qualifications and decide if they're willing to take you on a dive or to rent you dive equipment. Ultimately, it's their dive equipment and probably more importantly, their insurance policy that might have strict guidelines and requirements. So it's kind of up to them. And whilst, yes, you should be able to prove that you are more than competent enough, it very much kind of comes down to, yeah, what their like requirements are through their like insurance policy or whatever. I mean, the best option is just to literally just sign up for like an open water, like a PADI open water, or yeah, SSI, SAA. There's a whole bunch out of them. And just get a basic course. There are some crossover courses. Some training agencies will recognize certain like commercial diving qualifications, and there's like a parallel. So they'll say, oh, okay, we recognize this qualification, and that's equivalent to our whatever it is. And you may have to jump through some hoops, but they should give you that like accreditation. You might have to be in the water just to like prove it, but at least then you have a more recognizable recreational card that you can then just show to pretty much any dive center around the world, and they'll go, yep, I recognize that. I don't really recognize that, but yeah, realistically, in the real world, you should be able to prove to them that, yeah, you know how to assemble a set of regulators on a cylinder and a BCD, and you can set up all your dive equipment and you're perfectly comfortable in and out of the water. But when it really comes down to it, it's kind of up to them, and there's no like straight answer because it's gonna vary on different dive centers. Some will probably be a bit more like lax and like, yeah, you know what you're doing, you should be fine. Here's a bunch of dive equipment, bring it back. Others might just err on the side of caution, just go, I don't know what HSE is, just no, sorry. And you can't get too grumpy with them because it might be either someone new who legitimately doesn't even know what commercial diving is, or yeah, something in their terms and conditions in their insurance policy or whatever it is might be quite stringent on like requirements of who they can take diving. So yeah, just to make your life as easy as possible, one, I'd just call them up well ahead of time, just to give them a bit of a heads up, to avoid disappointment. And also, yeah, just sign up for a recreational course. You'll ace it pretty easily, and they're not ridiculously expensive. They don't really go off, that's not the right word. You don't have to pay like yearly membership fees for most of them, and yeah, if you bring your logbook as well, then you can prove when your last dive was on like Tuesday, and yeah, that they should take you diving. Yeah, it's tricky. We have these two like very similar but very different worlds, and like the commercial diving ticket, I mean, you get a lot of like Navy divers and whatnot, and they're very highly trained and very competent in the water, but recreationally they don't have those like recreational tickets, so they need to do like a crossover course. And some agencies definitely have crossover courses and they will recognize it, but the dive center in like the middle of the, I don't know, Maldives or something, they may not have heard of any of those like commercial diving training agencies, so yeah, they may not like be that willing to take you on a dive. Your best bet is, yeah, contact them as far ahead of time as possible, and yeah, failing that, just a recreational ticket, just get that, and that way you're definitely covered. Any other questions, by all means, pop it down in the comment section underneath this video. Use the AskMark hashtag, that gets your question featured in an up and coming video. And remember to head over to our website, scubadivermag.com, check out our magazine and all of our latest scuba diving news, articles and gear reviews. Subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.